I think it's good evening. It's not an afternoon, it's an evening. And I hope you're well from your end. And I'm also well. This is the episode 4 of You Heal. Unfortunately, the link that I had shared had problems here and there. So we couldn't use that link. But either way, I had to make sure that I maneuver my way to make sure that I am live. For those of us, or for those watching right now, and this is your first time to watch our live streams where we do live healing, what we usually do is that we tackle questions that have been asked through our inbox number, or if you have any question, feel free to ask them right here in this live stream, and we are going to answer. My name is Eliud Ngugi. I'm a counseling psychologist. I'm also the founder, Newness Counseling Organization, and I'm so passionate about mental health and psychological wellness. Now, our question today revolves around fear. Somebody told me through our inbox, I'm so much afraid of so many things in my life, and particularly when I'm stepping into something new, when I want to do something new, when I'm doing something that I've never done before, or when I'm getting into something that I've never been in before. That is going to be our brief discussion tonight, so that if you're out there and you found yourself entangled in fear, you found yourself struggling with fear in one way or another, then today is going to be your healing day. So thank you so much for those who are already watching. I appreciate. Make sure that you subscribe to this YouTube channel. This is our YouTube channel where we grow together, we hear each other together. There are several other live streams that you can watch later, plus several other uploads that you can also watch much later. So thank you so much. As I have mentioned, we are going to focus on fear. And you meet so many people who are struggling with fear of certain things. There are people who are afraid of death. There are people who are afraid of getting into public places or doing presentations where there are people who have to listen to them, watch them. There are people who are afraid of so many other things. Even phobias are part of what we can call fear, because phobias are parts or types of fears. So in most cases, you come to realize that fear usually root from basically two major areas. Fear is either coming from your past experiences or future expectations. You are either afraid of something that has happened in the past, and you're afraid that this thing might repeat itself. So that is number one. You can also be afraid of something that you are afraid might happen in future, whether it has happened before or not, but you are waiting for something to either happen or not happen, but that is based on future occurrence or future possibilities. I have told you previously that the most important thing that you can be able to master, the most important skill that you can be able to master in this life, is the skill of living in the here and now. The moment you start thinking about the past, the moment you allow the past experiences to influence your present experiences or to influence your future experiences, then you're definitely going to be in trouble. Why? Because the only thing and the only place that there is no fear, there's no anxiety, There's no stress, is right here, right now. You can only have stress when you are thinking about the past or when you are thinking about the future. So I'm saying this because I want to give you a direct approach to overcoming fear in your life. I don't want to pass through the panya routes and, to try and help you. I want you to learn and understand how you can be able to heal and overcome fear, attacking it at its root cause. And that is why I have just told you that fear usually results from past experiences that you are afraid they are going to repeat themselves, or future expectations that has not yet happened. So you need to understand that future itself, the word fear itself is not the fear. But the moment you mention the word fear, it can provoke or trigger fear in you. So what you need to understand is that the moment you are able to use your past experiences to better your life experience today, then definitely you cannot have fear. But if you are still afraid, or you're still thinking and overly expecting something to happen in the future, which people call tomorrow, then definitely you're going to have fear. So if you can be able to focus on what is happening right now, right here, because the only moment we have is here. The only place we have is now. As a human being, you are limited to time and space. You cannot be here now and there now. You can only be here. Right now, you don't have stress. This present moment cannot make you to have stress. It cannot cause you stress unless you think about a future experience, or you think about a past experience. By a future experience, I mean you expect something to happen or not to happen, and therefore you are afraid of it. For somebody who is, for example, afraid of getting into a relationship, the reason why you are afraid of getting into a relationship, it's because of the past experiences that you have concerning relationships. Because the very first time you got into a relationship, you had no fear, because you had not experienced the dark and the light side of a relationship. But the day you experienced the first relationship or the second relationship or a set of relationships, and then you experienced the dark side of a relationship, then you said to yourself, I'll never want to be in a relationship again. It could be that you said that based on your personal experience, or you watched your parents and the kind of a relationship that they had, and you said to yourself, oh no. If this is what they call love, I don't want this kind of a thing. If this is what they call marriage, I don't ever want to be in a marriage. But why? Simply because of the experience that you have. The explanation that you are giving to a relationship or a marriage is based on the experience that you had with watching, or by watching a relationship close to you, or by you personally experiencing a relationship, and you never liked the kind of an experience that you had. So you are afraid of getting into a relationship. So the reason why you are afraid, you have fear, it is because of your past experience. And at the same time, you are afraid that the past experience is going to repeat itself. So now, that makes you to say or decide that you don't want to be in a relationship again. But what you do not understand is this, that being in a broken, traumatizing, and there's another common word that we usually use for relationships, toxic. So being in a broken, traumatizing, toxic relationship in the past does not actually guarantee that you are going to be in a similar relationship in the future. But the reason today you are afraid of getting is because you think or you believe that the past is going to repeat itself in the future relationships. But it doesn't have to be that way. It's not a guarantee. It is a possibility, yes, but it's not a guarantee. So if you can be able to heal from the past so that you can step into the future with confidence, you heal from the past so that you can be able to step in the future without fear, without traumas, then you will realize that you have nothing to be afraid of. Number two, I've talked about the fear of getting into a relationship. And I've said that the reason why you are afraid of getting into a romantic relationship, it's because of the past experiences that you've had about a relationship, and you are afraid those experiences are going to repeat themselves. Number two, we have people who are afraid of death. The reason why you are afraid of death, it's because you think and you believe and you have planned things to do tomorrow. So you have plans to live tomorrow. And that is why you are afraid if death is going to come for you today. That means if you can be able to do everything that you can today without necessarily depending on tomorrow to feel as though you have actually lived a meaningful life, then you'll not be afraid of dying. Why? Because you have lived today fully. When you have lived this moment, this second, this minute, 100%, you live it fully, 100%. You will not be afraid of not getting another minute, because this minute you have lived it 100%, the best way you know how. So those people who are afraid of death is simply because they have not fully lived. If you have fully lived so far, whether you are 10 years, whether you are 20 years, whether you are 30, 40, 70, 100, if you have lived those decades to the best of your potential, then you are not afraid of not getting another decade. Okay? If you live today 100% fully to the best of your ability, utilizing 100% your potential, then you have no fear of not seeing tomorrow. The reason why you are afraid of dying is because you are not living. If you are fully living, appreciating life, cherishing every moment, then you would not be afraid of dying, because you have already lived. That is number two. I've talked about the fear of relationships, and now I've just concluded talking about the fear of death. The question is, what are you afraid of? There are so many people who are afraid of the unknown. You are afraid of getting into something that you've never been into before. You are afraid of getting into a place that you've never stepped into before. You are afraid of starting something that you have never started before. You are afraid of meeting someone that you've never met before. There are so many people who are afraid of stepping into the unknown. But let me shock you with this, that life only happens in the unknown. Life only happens in the unknown. In the known, that is where suffering is. Because in the known, that is where you have memories that you have accumulated over the time. And most people are suffering their memories. Some call them traumas. Some call them heartbreaks. Some will call them stress. Whatever you want to call them. But in the known, there's no growth. In the known, there's no personal development. But the moment you step into the unknown, that is where the magic happens. The moment you step into the unknown, that is the only place that you can live. Because you know everything about this present moment. And therefore, your life is based on what you know. Your life is only based on the experiences you've had. When you get stuck into the known, you only live the life you've known. You only live the life you have been told to live. You only live the kind of a life you have been conditioned to live. But the moment you step into the unknown, that, my friend, is where everything happens. That is where magic happens. That is where life happens. Because the unknown triggers your creativity. The unknown challenges you to become better. The unknown makes you a better person. So why would you be afraid of a place you've never been before? It is simply because you are afraid of something you may not like. Why don't you believe that you are going to get something you actually like? Because if you knew that for sure you are going to find something you are going to like, enjoy and love into the unknown, you would not hesitate to step into the unknown. If today I told you that all your desires, all your goals, all your ambitions, all your aspirations are going to be fulfilled into the unknown, into that place that you're afraid of stepping in, believe me, you will jump into the unknown without a second thought. Why? Because you already have the mindset that you are going to get what you want in the unknown. You are going to get something present in the unknown. You are going to enjoy what you are going to be surprised with the moment you step in the unknown. That is why you jump into the unknown without even thinking it or thinking about it. The reason why you are afraid of stepping into the unknown, it is because in your mind, you have already decided, you have already believed, you have already thought that you are going to get something you don't like. The reason why you don't want to walk out of your present job or current job to start your own business is because you are already thinking that your business is going to fail. Because if you had 100% assurity that the business you are thinking of starting is actually going to work, is actually going to thrive, you'd leave your job yesterday. Because you have 100% assurity that the job or the business is going to work. But the reason why you don't want to leave your present workplace to start your own business is because you have already decided that it's not going to work. So you don't want to get into something that is not going to work. You'd rather stay in the comfort place, which you know is already working, because in the comfort zone, there's no stress. So I'm calling upon you to dare take the risk of stepping into the unknown. To dare taking the risk of getting into that thing which you know for sure is what you are made for, is what you are created for. Don't let fear hold you back. I mean, you've created this idea of fear. Fear is real, but it is real because you have made it so. Fear is real because you are the one who has created it. And you have created an amazing thing. But unfortunately, the thing you have created called fear is working against you. The thing you have created called fear, because fear is an imagination of failure. Fear is when you anticipate that something unpleasant is going to happen to you. And so you don't want to engage, and so you don't want to step into that place. What are you afraid of? Tell me about it. In the comment section, you can write your question. You can tell me what you are most afraid of. And then the next live hearing session will be about you. We will be talking about that thing that you are most afraid of. We will be talking about that thing that is stressing you the most today. Because I don't want you to live a life of bondage. I don't want you to live a life of stress. I don't want you to live a life of slavery where you are enslaved by fear. Don't be afraid of the unknown. Don't be afraid of dying. Don't be afraid of getting into a relationship. Don't be afraid of anything. Because fear means that you have already decided the outcome of what you are about to do. And after deciding the outcome of what you're about to do, you don't like the outcome which you have created in your mind. So you don't want to experience those unpleasant outcomes which you have created in your own thoughts. Thank you so much. Remember to subscribe to this YouTube channel. Today we had a brief challenge going live. It's been a while since we went live. So we had a challenge with the live stream. But I always tell you, there's nothing that can stop me. Unless stima ipotee, tukue kwa giza. But hata stima ikiweza potea, you still hear my voice. Alright? So nothing can stop me. Thank you so much for joining this live stream. Next week, we'll be having the next episode of You Heal or Live Healing. And I hope that one will not be interrupted. So share this YouTube channel link with friends. Let them know that we are helping them to heal. I don't like telling you what we'll be talking about so that it can be a surprise. Remember to comment, subscribe, share, and like this video if you enjoyed listening to what I just said. If you want personalized sessions, if you want me to help you heal with something personal, you can always find me. My contact is in this YouTube channel bio. So just go to the channel, click about me. You're going to find my contacts there. Then contact me. Let me help you resolve the crisis that you are experiencing in your life. Thank you so much. And with that, have a blessed night. Have a restful night. Thank you so much.